Thanks for taking out the time to attend this event. So, let me introduce myself. My name is Madhuri Mishra, and professionally, I'm a teacher. I want to be a teacher because I want to inculcate the habits and certain skills in the future change makers, and that's why I have chosen uh, teaching as my profession. Currently, I'm a full-time IVDP teacher. I take multiple subject. I teach economics, business management, and I take CAS. Through that, also they take initiative to bring a change in the society. I'm an IVDP examiner as well, and that's all from my personal background. Today, I'm here to talk about uh, the economic maker, the future economic change maker. So let me share my screen. I hope it's visible. Okay. So, as we all know that change and change maker, these are the two terms which is very connected to each other. When I talk about change, what do you mean by change? So definitely we say, if I ask you what do you mean by change, so definitely you say that's something being different. You are trying something being different. So definitely the dictionary meaning of change is when it's when there is something becomes different. So it's a process in which we see or we start looking out the things from a different perspective. When we talk about change maker, so it's something where we take initiative to solve a problem, to solve a social issue. So when we say a change maker, we are talking about someone who is taking an initiative to solve a social problem. It is not important that it can be a bigger problem which we want to make a change. As Gandhiji also said, that be the change what you want to see. So same way, if you want to see a change, it can start from a small thing. It can stop from a larger thing. So if I talk about being a change maker, it can start from your classroom. It can start from your home. So when we talk about being a change maker, you can take a small thing like a campaign against the bullying, or maybe from your home where you talk to your kids about how why should we need to save the electricity or to save the water. We can also bring big things like sparkling a global issues. Today we know that how difficult the situation is, and we are seeing that how many global issues we are facing. So world is currently facing many global issues, and if we want to see a change, we need to step forward to become a change maker. That is my today's topic. Now, when I have told that become a change maker, so it doesn't come automatically. We have to start observing things, and we all want to do certain changes. But how many of us have started taking initiative to work towards the change which we want to see? Every day we see one or the other thing which irritates us. We don't like to see all those things, but any one of us have seen or have taken an initiative to work towards it, or they want to tell people how to work towards it. So that's why I want to talk about certain about what can be done to become a change maker. Now, if I see how to become a change maker, there are certain steps, or maybe there are certain things which can be followed if we talk about how to become a change maker. Now, we see many issues, but as yes, with the limited time and with the limited capability, we cannot bring change in all the everything. But even for the small one thing, if we start focusing on, definitely we are stepping towards a change maker strategies. So the first thing which we can do to become a change maker is we can identify the issue. When I say identifying the issue, Definitely, I'm talking about an issue which you are passionate about, issue which you want to work on. And this could be anything, either from saving rivers, either from doing anything about the climate change, doing anything about the any thing about the social justice. So you can identify the issue which is which is surrounded by us, or which we see in everyday's life. Now when you are clear and when you have identified, okay, I want, my passion is to bring a change in stop towards the climate change, what will I do? I will keep researching on the second stuff which you can do to bring a change. You can research on, you can identify the issue you have research in to gain the deeper knowledge. When we say research, I'm not telling you to go on the professional research side sites. I'm talking about the topic which, or the issue which you are interested in, which you are passionate about, and you start getting the deep understanding of the issue. And definitely when you get the deep understanding, you automatically start knowing about its causes. So you can have the variety of sources which you can use to research on the specific issue. You can have the academic journals. You can connect with various organizations who are dealing with the same problem, or who are working towards the same problem. Then the another most important thing which you can do is to connect with others, which is very, very important. When we say connect with others, we have our own understanding when we do research. We have our own thinking when we identify a issue. But when you connect with others, you develop a network. You get a deeper understanding about the other side of the perspective, the other side of the issue, which can help you to learn more and have a greater impact on the way you think or you look into the problem. So this is one of the most important concern, because in this you are not only getting to know about your perspective, you are looking the things from the other's perspective as well. And when you start connecting, you start getting an ideas, uh, you start having a greater impact on your own self thinking. Now once you are done, or once you are connected with the people, you start developing a plan. Okay, suppose you are connected with some social organization, you start developing a plan, that okay, how I do, and you start taking action towards it. So when we say developing a plan and the second step when it comes to taking a action, these both are connected. So when you develop a plan, you outline your plan, you outline your goals, you outline your strategies to make a positive change towards things. So through this you take a small step towards your action. And once you are clear what you have to do, what kind of changes and how you are going to make a change, you can start acting towards it. It can be through a social media campaign, it can be through a skit, it can be through your own voluntary participation towards a noble cause to bring a change in someone's life, like NGOs. So you developed a plan, you are clear on your plan, and then you start taking out the action. And after taking the action, you start evaluating and adjusting yourself. When I say evaluating and adjusting, you are evaluating and adjusting your progress, your impact, how much impact, what are the things you are doing well, what are the things you need to make change, what are the audience you have reached to, and what are the audience you should be targeting on. So these are some of the steps which you can look into when you want to become a change maker. But don't forget and remember, then whenever we are talking about a change maker, we are talking about your dedication, we are talking about your efforts, and the most importantly, we are talking about the patience, because it's not a one day concept. It's about patiently handling the issue and working towards to bring a change. So it is the patience, I feel, is the most important thing which is required for a person to become a change maker. Now, as we are well aware about sciences, we are well aware about the other streams which we can take when we say choosing a career. Now, as we all know, currently the world itself is facing many, many, many global issues. And we all have to find a way to deal with these issues. So, when I say economic change maker, I'm not telling you to change your field. If you are interested in science, you can very well take science and bring a change in the world. If you are interested in art, because we think that art cannot be connected, only we have to paint, we have to show, but through art also we can bring a change. We can be the future change makers. And in fact, I feel that art is the most powerful tool to influence or to make people aware about the social causes. So it's not about changing your stream or changing your level of interest, but taking that field, you can step towards the change maker. And here comes the future economic change makers. Now, we all know that India is also hosting the G20 summit. And there, the India is putting forward many, many global issues. It's and today, if we look the world around us, today we are more economically interdependent in each other. And whatever we are doing, it's all about economic today. Everyone want to be economically developed, everyone want to be economically interconnected, and even if they have a war also, those wars are also economically. So that means there is nothing called a weapon war, it's everything starts with an economic war. And that's how we all are very much connected with each other. So when I say the future economic change maker, it's about your efforts to develop economically, to make the change economically. And for that, you have to well versed, or I will not say a well versed word is a correct word, but you need to be aware about what is happening around you. So if I talk about any global issues, the reason, if I talk about any economical war, the reason, if I talk about fall of the current the topic which is going about the fall of banking system in US. So that is also where we have to develop a strong understanding of economics. So when we say knowing science to make a career, we all only need three subjects. Knowing commerce, we only have to four subject. It doesn't matter about the subject, it matters about how strongly you understand the economics related to those subject. So when I say developing a strong understanding of economics, I want to emphasize to become a change maker by having a good understanding of the things around you. That means how the economy works. So for that, what you can do, what are the things which can help you in knowing the understanding of the subject, understanding of economics, how the economy works. So you can start taking maybe a small course on economy, or you may develop the strong foundation on certain economical aspects. You can start reading about the things. If not, you don't want to take that as a subject to know word around it, you can join certain clubs, certain economic clubs. You can expand your knowledge and networks with the like-minded people. So that is also one way of having strong understanding about the things. Now, when I talk about the other thing, develop a passion for the social justice, this I want to link back to the point which I have already stated about the research. When I say research and when I say connecting with others, these were the 2 points which I have already taken. I'm talking about being an economic change maker. You should, or If I look into the past also, the economic change maker, which we have seen, they are making the world a more equitable place where everyone should have the right for doing everything. Everyone should have the access to all the resources. So if I look into all, either in any of the stream, in any of the you can say career or any of the profession, you are looking at how the people are making the optimum utilization of the resources which they have, and that's all about the passion. So here when I comes the social justice, through those passion, through those observation, you can learn, or you can be passionate about learning about the inequalities that exist in a society, and how are they impacting the people. If you talk about government launching any scheme, so there is a concept of inequality and how the government is coming up to cover through that scheme that inequality is what all about. And there we know all the professional work together to bring out the change. They all work together to make an impact on the people life. Either it's a banking sector or it's a technological sector, any sector you see, it's all about bringing a change. So when I tell you about passion for social justice, it can be, it can be in any area, in terms of sustainable organization, in terms of poverty reduction, in terms of financial inclusions. It can be anything which can be looked into. And when you start developing a passion through reading or through connecting with the people, you can build a diverse network that can be the another step to become an economic change maker. So when I say an economic change maker, you should, and you start, you have a passion to work towards us, towards your goal, then you build a diverse network and you start taking action. So your area of interest, how can you make a difference, this, and how can you do that? When you are talking about the diverse network, you can do this by connecting with the people. You can attend various you can clubs, you can talk, you can attend events, you can attend conferences which is relating to connecting with professionals and building relationship with the mentors, which can provide guidance and support to pursue your goals. So it's all about networking. If I talk about what the India is doing today, it's all about networking. India is building its network outside with other developing and developed nations. So it's all about networking today. So if you want to achieve your goal, if you have a passion, networking gives you many more skills to achieve your goals, to pursue your goals. And if I go into the history, if you see any successful change maker, their journey, you will see that they have also built up their network. Secondly, we can also learn from their experiences. You can have various books. If I see Abhijit Bhattacharya, he's also one of the economists who has written a book on and he has won the award also. You can talk about, you can start your own podcast. You can listen to the various podcast, and then you can see the interviews, debates, which is also coming most of the TV channels. So that is how will give you the valuable insight about the issue which you are focusing on, the career which you are focusing on, and your understanding about the economics. Then when I talk about internship and volunteer, which I've already covered when I'm talking about the diverse network, but definitely if you want to become a change maker, you don't always have to look a profitable gain in joining anything. There are certain voluntary opportunity which comes on your way. You have to take it, because if you want to become a change maker, you need a variety of skills. You need to be open minded, and for that you need to be open minded, you should be having a hand on experience. So when I say hand on experience, that will always comes when you will do any kind of internship, or when you voluntarily join an organization which is going to give you a handful. So it is not a full time which I'm talking about. It can be on a weekend, it can be on your will, on or as an extracurricular activities. So we can tell all these things to our student, because they are the future leaders. They are the students who has to bring a change in the future. So we have to make them aware about the volunteer opportunity, the benefits of the volunteer opportunities. There are various internship, and maybe writing about a news article, or maybe talking about maybe starting their own blog for a special cause. So we are, as a mentor, we need to guide our future generation to step towards all these things. And when they start doing this, they start exploring the opportunities, definitely they develop the critical thinking skills and the problem solving skills, which is the current requirement. We all are seeing the problem, but how will we solve the problem? We have to inculcate these skills. We have to make them not only think towards the problem, but also how to find out the solution of the problem. And if they fail also in first attempt, how to critically think about it, and how to go forward to start thinking about the other way. So that also we need to develop among our students. We need to tell them, uh, we need to make them aware about the skills which is being required to be the future leaders, to be the future economic leaders. So if I talk about user skills and knowledge to make a difference, as I have already stated, that I'm not here telling that a specific things need to be molded towards economic as a subject, but here I'm talking about how an artist, how a scientist, how a business measure can use their skills and knowledge to make a difference in the world. So identify your own unique talents, identify your students' unique talents, and let them contribute towards the economic changes. So they can use their own expertise, they can use their own skills to make a difference. Like just now, I have told one of my student who was very much interested into uh, science field. He want to experiment something. I said, why don't you start looking your science as a subject from the perspective of future economic goals in terms of sustainability? So in sustainability, when you look the science as a subject, you can see that through scientific experiment, innovation, product development, that is the future. And if we don't tell them that what is the future, how can they make career there, they will not be knowing. They will be only knowing 2 3 careers which they have the knowledge about, and they will be focusing on. So they should use their skills and knowledge, but we have to make them aware about their skills and knowledge from a different angle as well. And that's how I said develop the critical thinking and the problem solving skills among themselves. And the most important thing is stay adaptable. When I say stay adaptable, I'm talking about being adaptable according to the situation, because the economy is constantly changing, or you can say evolving. So it is very important to stay adaptable. Like we adapt to the different situation. We have adapted. We should be adaptable, and we should be open to new skills. So it's not about if I have done this, I should be focusing on this, because we cannot say the situation will be same for forever. It keeps on changing. So definitely we will be willing to learn and pivot as needed to stay relevant and make a long lasting impact. So that's why adaptability, developing all the other skills is a necessity, but being adaptable is the requirement. So we need to be working towards these strategies, not only for ourselves, but inculcate these habits among our students as well. Because following these strategies, they can develop their skills, they can develop their knowledge, and they can develop their network, which is needed to become successful and economic change makers. So now, if I talk about certain
Yes,
examples.
Madhuri, sorry to interrupt you. We have some questions lined up here. If you're ready to take up the questions, do you have any more slides to explain?
Just I want to tell these two things in a short 2 minutes of time. Will it be fine?
Please go ahead.
Okay. So if like I have said that we should not go beyond our we should not go against our passion, but definitely we should go towards our passion. Like if I take example of the economic change maker Elon Musk, or if I take example of Muhammad Yunus, who has given us the concept of microfinancing, and specifically he has worked towards the traditional banking system, also towards the women empowerment. He was a Bangladeshi economist and a social entrepreneur who has brought a change. And the microfinancing is one of the concepts which has launched in 1983. So from that time, the people are working towards the change maker. And if I talk about the current example of CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and the Boeing company, so he is also one of the current real world example of an economic change maker, where he has been the as a developer of electronic vehicles, and he has been the motivator for the other firms to work on the EVs, to work on their own EVs, so that so that we can deal with the problem of the climate change. So that's all about. Yes, Ms. Pravina, I can take up the things.
Yeah, thanks, Ms. Madhuri. It was a very informative session, and you have pretty much covered all the questions. Like I was going through all the questions, and point by point, you have already covered. But I would like to read out these questions posted by the audience one by one. The first question goes like this: how do we cultivate the change maker mindset?
So as I've already covered that, we should first know what they are interested into, what their passion is, and then instead of changing their passion, we should nurture their passion towards the thing which they want to see or which they want to change. So if, like just now I have given you the example of one my student who was totally interested into the science stream, I have inculcated or I have discussed with him how the science can bring a change in the environment. So that's how they know their strength. Only we have to nurture their strength by making them more aware about the things.
Right. The second question is, if you could dispel a couple of myths about leadership, which myths would those be?
Maybe leadership, when we talk
in the
about
sense, I think they in the sense like a change maker, about a couple of myths about a change maker. I think they meant that instead of leadership. I think they should have used that word maybe.
Okay, so Pravina, can you just tell me the question again?
Yeah, so it is, if you could dispel a couple of myths about leadership, which myths would those be? Usually we will think that, oh, he's a change maker, or she's a change maker, or he's a good leader. These are some skills like, oh, we think that, okay, a leader should have, a change maker should have. But, what are those myths like you want to tell?
Correct. So the first most myth is that when we want to see a change, we always think that, okay, someone else will do it. Why should I bother about? Or maybe we think that, okay, this is meant for someone else. Or maybe I have to dedicate too much of time to bring a change. And we all face this in our daily life. Like if I talk about global warming, we say that it's a very big cause. But if I talk about global warming, by taking our small steps can bring a change, by making people aware about the change. So the myth is that we need a lot of time. We have to change our profession. We have to take the things differently, but it's not taking things differently. It's about bringing a change in our own self. That's how the myth can be broken off.
Yes, you need to perform, not think, kind of. Yes. So, what are some of the most common reasons for why change efforts fail?
While change efforts
fail.
Fail.
Sometimes you try to do something, like, right, you want to be a change maker, you want to work on that, but
Correct.
not everything is a success, right? You won't be able to do make a change what you are thinking on or what you believe in.
Correct.
But
Correct.
why change efforts fail sometimes? Not that like everything works out, right? What do you think in your view?
Yes. So I will go with my points, which I have already explained. When I say inculcating the skills, developing the critical thinking, and the most importantly, stay adaptable. So it's not about every time we should succeed in whatever we are doing. We have to tell them to be stay adaptable for whatever result we are doing, and then we have to look the problem, thinking the problem from the other perspective also. Do you really think so that the EV vehicles has been successful in their first attempt? Do we really think so that the airplanes in which we are traveling now is being successful in first attempt? So we need to tell student, or we need to tell them to learn to see the problem solving skills, stay adaptable, and always learn from your failures.
Right. So, do you have a template or a framework that students can use to plan and drive change for themselves?
uh, if I look here, when we say maybe this can be a little bit molded on the diverse network
Right.
and the strong understanding about the things in which they are interested into. They might be start volunteering themselves for the various opportunities which comes on their way. They start developing their network. They should be stay adaptable and take and face the challenges, as well as take the failures also positively. So these are some of the tips that can be used when we talk about uh, having the strategies about.
Yes, I think networking is the biggest thing here, which plays a vital role, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. So, how can we shift into this mindset for ourselves and our teams?
How
The
can we?
change maker mindset.
Okay, so when we say a mindset, it's nothing that you have to do anything extra to develop a kind of mindset. I think the teachers plays a most important role when we talk about changing a mindset, because we are preparing the future leaders. So when we go into the classrooms, or as a mother, as a father also, they also play a very important role in the development of the child. So not only that we should say them do this, and we not following them, we should also follow the things which we want to see a change into. We should make them aware about what is happening around the world. As a parent, I can talk to my kids about the global issue. I can make them sit and have a nice movie on any social cause. Like if I look about certain, maybe I'm bringing a film topic here, but we would have seen the Padman movie of Akshay Kumar, and a Toiletic Prem Katha as a movie for Akshay Kumar. We have seen. So these kind of movie can uh, uh, let the student or a small child think about that. Okay, these are also, this can also be done, or these are also the change maker who has taken initiative to bring a certain kind of changes. And as a teacher, definitely we have to make them aware about the things, we have to nurture their skills, and we have to make them learn about how to adapt the situations.
Right. So you spoke about volunteering. How can they connect? So it's related. This question is related to that, but still, I would like to read out to you. What
Mm.
are some ways that the students can opt in to support the change makers' work?
Okay. So see, definitely when we look into the change maker among the students, is they can choose certain voluntary opportunities. They can start their own blogs to create an awareness about any cause. Like if I talk about financial literacy, now if you see, there are many internet frauds which is happening, or there are many government policies which in their schools or in their community, the house helps, the securities, they don't know about it. So they can take out a time to make them aware about the internet fraud, financial literacy. So these are some volunteer opportunity which is initiated by the student. So it should be initiated by the student, held by the mentor, and then the thing is sorted.
Right, executed by the change maker. Yes.
Yes.
So, what should be the parent's role in teaching a child to be a change maker? It's a beautiful question. I loved it.
Yes. So, child is very much influenced by their parents. So from the beginning, maybe I'm not telling that from the beginning, if we make them, we start developing the skills of being adaptable. Being adaptable, in that case, they start taking the failures. Like we always say that my child should come first, but it's not about being coming first. It's about what have we learned. So from there, the parents' role starts, that they should be adaptable not only to the success but to the failures also. So we are inculcating in skills. Secondly, as the child grows, we start spending time with kids. We start making them aware about what is happening around. Maybe a small discussion on the dinner table, that, okay, the economy is facing this. We are seeing the trees are getting cut. How can we solve this? So these kind of small discussion, maybe watching a news together, or making seeing a movie together. So these kind of roles, if the parents play, definitely uh, they can bring a change, or they can prepare this kid for the future.
Thank you. That's the end of the question answer round, Ms. Madhuri. School Journal of Education and schoolreformer.com. Thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions. We also thank the audience for participating in the event, and we will end the session now, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you.